Nice and quick. Hello, everyone. Nicole Anderson here of Create Her Own TV. And today we're talking to Holly, and we're talking about energy levels, which is very important for us ladies and
Yes.
moms, everything. Just any woman needs to listen to this right now. Just tell us a little bit about yourself, and then we'll just hop straight into the common things that you see, the common challenges that women face when it comes to maintaining those energy levels throughout the day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I'm Holli Abbott. I'm a functional nutrition counselor, and I offer holistic and functional wellness programs for individuals, groups, and also corporate wellness. So that's a little bit about what I offer. My approach is the functional and holistic, and what that means is addressing root causes
Yes,
versus, slapping a Band-Aid on the problem. I use food as medicine as much as possible, and also offer really personalized approaches because no two bodies are alike. We are all
absolutely.
different. Even twins have very different makeups within their body. And
Oh, I didn't know that.
yes, there's actually been a lot of studies done on even just comparing their gut microbiome and the differences
Wow.
in their health. It's pretty crazy.
Huh.
So yeah, so everything, even though there are commonalities between, what creates a healthy lifestyle, a healthy body, there are still nuances among all of us because we all live differently and have different health histories. So yeah, so that's a little bit about how I work. And yeah, and so what
That's
was
the,
your
that's
first
that's
question?
the complete opposite of what you would get if you went to a doctor for help with your nutrition.
Yes,
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 we
very
don't.
much so.
The Band-Aid thing is half of the time they're telling you take this drug or prescribing the Ozempic thing that everybody is doing right now, which yeah, that's a whole nother conversation. But anyways, the first question was, what are some common things that we have women in general when it comes to maintaining our energy levels throughout the day? Like what are our common, I didn't say issues, did I? I wrote it down. Common challenges.
Challenges,
Common
yeah.
challenges.
Yeah, I mean, the first thing that comes to mind for women in general, we tend to put others before ourselves.
Mm,
We tend to fall last on the totem pole, or we just get busy and we forget, oh, I need to drink water, or we forget, oh, I should, meant to take that with me and I didn't, or we run out of time and say, well, I'll just eat something quick that maybe is not that healthy versus actually making a meal for myself because it's not worth all the trouble.
right.
And I think, it's just that narrative of like realizing that we are important, we are worth taking the time and putting the effort in for ourselves, not just for the people, around us. So that's kind of the common thing I see, but also just, lifestyles. If you're a mom, if you're a busy professional, if you're an entrepreneur, you have a busy lifestyle. And we can find ourselves rushing around, multitasking, doing all the things, trying to get it all done. And that affects ultimately how we eat, when we eat, what we eat, the way in which we eat affects our stress levels, and all of that affects our energy levels.
Oh yeah, we're
Uh,
all victim to that. The crap, I forgot something I forgot to eat. I forgot to drink.
yes.
Like there's times when I'm like, it gets to 3 p.m. and I say to myself, holy shit, I haven't drank any water today. How does that happen? I don't understand how that happens for me. But
Right.
it's even worse if you're a mom. Like we're
Mhm.
eating off the kids' plate, like we're eating their
Yeah.
leftovers.
Mhm.
It's a really common thing for moms to forget to eat or eat just crap all day. Because when we have the moments.
Yes.
So do you have like there's got to be some balance between the convenience of snacks that you prepare yourself or meals you prepare yourself and the nutrition part of it. So do you have any tips on like, I mean, I guess it would be prepping would be the biggest tip, don't you think? Like,
Yeah, I think, and I think prepping, that word can kind of scare some people
right.
because
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
well, I don't have time to prep, or I don't want to spend all day meal prepping.
Yeah.
And you absolutely don't have to do it to that extent. I personally don't like to meal prep per se. I don't prep whole meals, but I will prep little things like, I'll, boil eggs, and okay, I have boiled eggs ready to go
Yeah.
anytime of the week.
Easy.
Easy. If I'm going to make a salad, for instance, on Sunday, I chop everything that day, even though I'm not using a whole onion at that time or a
Yeah.
whole cucumber, but I have it there ready to go, my little glass container. So anytime I do need that, like I'll cut the cucumber for cucumber and hummus,
Mhm.
a snack later. So it's there ready, available at whatever time. And I did that on Sunday. I didn't have to do it throughout the whole week.
Yeah. It's like
Uh,
like a little hack, just tiny little things. It doesn't have to be huge. Because
no.
I agree with you. I think the idea of the idea of prepping your meals for the week sounds great until you go, oh, this is a lot. Like it's a lot of brain power to get
Yes.
everything.
And then some people don't like to eat the same thing for
Mhm.
multiple days or whatever it is. And so you kind of have to know yourself and do what works for you. That's how I work with my clients. If you're someone who wants to meal prep and do it, I'll go right ahead.
Yeah, great.
Or not, let's figure out other ways we can do that. You can make a meal one night and have leftovers for just one day versus I made 4 meals at one time,
Right.
you know. But yeah, I mean the convenience is if you're already making something at some point, right? One day of the week, you might as well just finish that out and then you have some things prepared uh,
Hmm. Yeah,
later.
you see all of these people like, oh, hey, we're going to create all of our breakfast, lunch, and dinners for next week. And I look at it and I'm like, okay, I eat something different than my husband eats. Not different necessarily, but like portion wise. Clearly he's got he
Yeah.
needs to eat like 3 times the amount of calories that I do in a day. Um, but then the kids are like, because my husband and I right now are vegan, right? Like we're doing a mostly well, fully plant-based. So we're not making the kids do that. We're doing it ourselves. So then I have to make something for them. And then it's just
Yes.
it feels super overwhelming when I mean, I guess that's not a good tip to tell people like, oh yeah, I always I always prepare 7 meals a day. Like it feels like I'm preparing 70 different meals every week, but um just finding those little tiny things to make your life easier, like cut up your fruit and well, some of it, not all of it. Um that's the thing that I need to start doing is like washing and cutting my fruit and vegetables when I bring it home from Costco. I always get home from Costco and I'm like too tired to do it. It's just
Right. Yeah. It's like pick that one time when you're already cutting something for whatever you're making. You could just finish it out and you're already there and you don't have to waste extra dishes or anything. And then something else that I like to do is like chia pudding, for example. I don't know if you like that, but that's an easy breakfast you can make ahead and you can
yeah.
literally make 3 of them at one time. It takes less than 5 minutes
Yeah.
and you have 3 of those for the week because they last like a couple of days in the
Oh, they
fridge.
do. Yeah, I've never had it before. It's super simple, right? It's
Right.
just like some kind of milk and the chia seeds or something like.
Yes, I just do. If you're making like a single serving, it's like half a cup of almond milk or whatever your non-dairy milk is, and then 2.5 to 3 tablespoons of chia seed. You mix it up and you kind of let it set for a couple of minutes and then you'll stir it again, put it in the fridge. And then when you are ready to eat it, you can add all your stuff to it to make it fun, like blueberries and chopped walnuts and some sunflower seed butter, or a little bit of honey or organic maple syrup to sweeten it a little bit. And it's delicious. Like
What's the
I
texture like of it? Is it like tapioca pudding kind of? Are they like squishy?
kind of, yeah. So the chia seeds are going to swell when they are in the liquid. So they need to sit for at least 2 hours, but if you make it the day before, it's
Overnight, yeah.
obviously it's good. Um, so yeah, it kind of swells. It's kind of like tapioca pudding, I guess. Um, but it's different at first. So, you do have to like get used to that texture.
Mhm.
But with chia seed, you are getting a healthy fat, you're getting healthy protein, and you're getting fiber all in this one
Yeah,
seed.
that's
It's kind of a powerhouse
that's
food.
a triple threat right there.
It is. And that's what women need is like we need things to balance our to stabilize our blood sugar, to balance hormones. And most women are not getting enough protein and healthy fat. So
Yes.
that's like an excellent dish that's easy. It's on the go. Even I'll even have it sometimes in the afternoon when I'm like, I'm hungry, but I want to make a full meal
Yeah,
and
add some
be
chocolate
ready
chips.
to
It's a
go.
treat.
Yeah. And you can actually, there's so many different versions out there on Pinterest. There's, you can blend them and you can add cocoa powder or cacao powder and make it like a chocolatey,
Oh,
almost
like a
like a
mousse.
mousse texture. Yeah.
Ooh.
So if you blend them, it tears the seed down and it's just kind of a thicker consistency.
Ooh, get some chia seeds today at Costco.
Yes. Definitely get some because you can use them in so many different ways. You can put them in smoothies, like they're
I
great.
think I think a lot of women, especially with breakfast. I feel like breakfast is my hardest one because breakfast, you got to combine the protein and the fat, right? Like you're supposed to eat those two together. Most of our breakfasts are carbs. And I feel like a lot of women, like, I feel like that meal is very important in the morning to get us started. Do you have any like favorite besides the chia one? I mean,
Yes.
that's a really good,
Uh,
easy,
Chia is like the main one that I would
easy one.
recommend. You can also do overnight oats and you
Mm.
can make them, healthier with adding like some nuts in there. You can even add some chia seeds as well. Sometimes I mix both. I kind of make a combination of overnight oats and chia pudding. And you can
Ooh,
add your fruit, add your sunflower butter. So that way, and you can even add some protein powder. If you have a plant-based protein powder, you can mix
good
that in
idea.
there. And then, if you're not vegan, you can have, your eggs and
Eggs.
I'll do like some salsa or, like tomato and onion, you can buy it at the store already
Oh, red
cut up
onion,
and you can
red
throw it
onion
in
in
the
the morning.
eggs.
Mm.
What's that?
I said red onion in the morning. Yum.
Oh, I love red onion like any time of day. It's so good. So, and I think, yes, our breakfast tend to be a lot of carbs and that starting your day with carbs, especially if they're refined carbs, they're just going to spike your blood sugar, then your blood sugar drops, and then you're craving carbs again. So it's this roller coaster that you go on all day long, and it's like, oh
Yeah.
my God, I have all these cravings, and I don't have the willpower. And it's like, no, it's not willpower, it's your body's physiological response to how you are eating. So if you can start your day with protein, healthy fat, and fiber,
Mhm.
you're not going to have that spike and crash all day long.
Yeah, I
It,
noticed that, when you have like a decent breakfast with all of those components, you're not constantly hungry.
yes, right.
And chasing children around, it's not fun to be hungry while you're parenting, honestly. Because then what we do is we just pick whatever. We're like, okay, we're hungry. Let's eat this handful of goldfish crackers. It's like total
Right.
crap.
Yeah, stuff it's not really satisfying you or filling you up or giving your body the nutrients it needs. So
It's just a
exactly.
filler. It's just breaking your fast with donuts and pancakes. That was my husband's thing when he moved here. He was like, I don't understand how you people eat all of these like sugary, heavy breakfasts. Like I say, you guys have fry ups. Like, how are you talking shit on us? You've got fry ups. You fry
Right.
everything in oil in the morning.
Right. So yeah, yeah, that I wouldn't recommend either, but
It's balanced
yeah.
though. There's tomatoes in there. Um, the other part of that, the other part of the energy levels I find is hydration. Like when I'm feeling like really tired in the afternoon, I realize I probably need to drink more water or get something. How do you have any like tips on how to stay, I don't know, stay hydrated throughout the day because, they say we have to have what, 64 ounces of water a day minimum, something like that.
Yeah, so I mean, it really depends on, your body weight, your activity level, all those things matter, but you can do, there's this little calculation to get a more accurate amount for yourself is take your body weight in pounds times 0.67, and that'll give you an accurate amount of
Hmm.
ounces that you need a
Oh,
day.
okay.
Now, if you're far off from that, like if someone's like, oh my God, I only get like half of that, well, then you would gradually kind of try to beef that up. Um,
Mhm.
but the best thing, the thing with hydration, what I want to say is that if you are dehydrated, you're going to feel sluggish. You're going to have headaches. You're going to mistake hunger for thirst when you're really thirsty, but you're going to think it's hunger.
Right.
And you don't have as clear of a mind. Like all those things are impacted from dehydration. So I always just say, start your day with water. If you need to put a glass of water by your bed, so it's there right when you wake up, before coffee, before eating anything, you want to rehydrate because overnight the body does dehydrate.
Mhm.
And then besides that, I always just say like always have water with you, whether
Yeah.
you glass sitting on your desk, if you're on the go, have one of those stainless steel mugs with you. When you have it there, you're going to drink it. Like it's just
Yeah.
much easier. And even if I run to the store or I run to Pilates, I have my mug with me. So that's the best way to kind of just remind yourself. And if you want to get yourself a really cute mug, like maybe that's what inspires you to drink
I
more water,
know, right?
go right
I've seen
ahead,
ones
do
with
it.
like the measurements and like the times of the day. It's really cool. But
Yes.
again, I probably wouldn't do that. But the Stanley craze right now. This is not a plug for Stanley, okay, everybody watching. But it I find that when I have cold water, like if I've got ice water and it's still cold, again, like you said, I will drink it. Like if it's there, I'm gonna drink it.
Yeah.
Instead of always being, I'll go out with my mom and she always has her water everywhere she goes. She's got her Stanley cup, the giant, like the massive one that doesn't fit in any
Right.
cup holders.
Right.
And
Yeah.
she's always like, okay, well, why are you always looking for water? Why don't you just bring your Stanley cup? Why don't you bring your, and I'm just like, I forget it sometimes, mom. Okay, relax. But it's true. It's like that motherly advice that you want to be like, it's not real, but it is real. It's true. Right. If
Right.
it's there, you're gonna drink it.
It's very true. Yes. And now I've even started, like if I am flying somewhere, I take my stainless steel, the one that closes on the
Yeah.
top, and you
Yeah.
can fill up your water in the airport
Mhm.
for free versus paying like $7 for a bottled water.
That's
So,
a whole nother conversation.
oh, it is. Yeah. So
Yeah.
save yourself some money, invest in one of those travel ones, and you'll find yourself drinking more water.
Yeah. Water is very important. Um, in closing, any tips that you would give to people that are, I mean, like I would say that the worst point in time for me in motherhood where I was really struggling to get food and water was when my kids were toddlers because they're so busy and they're so all over the place. Besides like doing simple prep type things, do you have any other just like closing advice to women that are trying to get their energy levels to be more consistent throughout the day than, the
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, focus on the quality of the snack if you
Mhm.
can. We want real whole food as much as possible, and there are a lot more options nowadays than there were, 20 years ago. So obviously, is an easy one. Fruit that you can take on the go, bananas, apples, even grapes. You can put in a little baggie. Your oranges, things like that. And then if you are somewhere you're out and all you can get is a packaged food, think nuts or a
Yeah.
trail mix. At least
Yeah.
that's an actual food, right? It's real
Mhm.
food. It's not
Yeah.
like that's better than Doritos. And even if you
Doritos are not going to fill you up.
no, they're definitely not. And there's a lot of extra added stuff in there that your body doesn't need. And the other thing is there are some bars that are healthy. So RX bars, Lara bars,
Okay,
Thunderbird
yeah.
bars, they're all made. You look at the ingredients, You can pronounce everything.
Yeah.
It's some kind of nut. It's a date used to sweeten it. RX bars have egg whites in them.
Mhm.
You can pronounce everything in there. It's a real food.
Right.
That's what I would recommend if you are going to have to, taking a packaged thing in your purse or whatnot. And you're going to get some protein and a little healthy fat and a little bit of, the sweetness from the date, and it has nutrients as well. So,
I feel like we forget about bars a lot. I forget about
yeah.
them a ton until I'm in Trader Joe's and I'm like, oh yeah, those are easy. I grab one on the way out to soccer practice, like I think I have the macro something bar. It's like it's the most natural vegan one I found.
Yeah, I think I've seen those. I don't remember what all is in them, but I have seen those. Yeah, the least amount of ingredients, the better. If you can pronounce all the ingredients, the better. But that is a good option when you're on the go. I mean, some things is just you just need to have bars, especially if you're traveling, for instance. Like in an airport, I always bring either a Lara bar, RX bar, or something like that.
Mhm.
And those can stabilize your blood sugar and keep you from being on that roller coaster all
Keep
day
you
long.
from buying a burger from McDonald's.
Right. Yes. Yes. So,
So where can people see what you're doing, follow you, be in your space, and what do you have coming up that you told me you have some like a group thing coming up, right?
yeah. So right now I have a 12-week program for women that is really kind of taking you through all of the foundational elements to create health,
Mhm.
to manage your weight, to balance hormones, have a healthy gut, all the good stuff. That's a 12-week program that I'm running, and I will be doing a masterclass soon on intermittent fasting
Mm.
for women in particular, because there is a certain way that women need to fast and it's not talked about enough. So I will have that coming up as well. You can find me on all the social channels, Instagram, Facebook. It's Holli Abbott, Holli. And my
I'll
website.
link them below too, just so you know.
Okay, perfect. Yep. And just my website's holliabbott.com. But yeah, pretty easy to find. So
Awesome. Yeah, thank you so much because this is I already right now feel a little sluggish. And I'm like, I'm telling myself I have to eat something decent before I go to Costco or it'll be a disaster. Uh, that's
the
also a good tip. Eat before you go grocery
Before
shopping.
you go to the store, yes, yes. I mean, I fall victim to that too. It's so hard. One other thing I do want to say, if you're feeling sluggish, you're feeling dehydrated, you might need electrolytes as well. So
Mm.
you can add a little bit of sea salt to your water, or you can drink coconut water, which is the best natural source of electrolytes you can get.
Ooh,
So if you're ever if you feel a headache coming on,
yeah,
get some coconut water, and I'm telling you, you'll probably knock it right out.
that's a great tip. I've
Yeah.
never thought you hear electrolytes and you think Gatorade, even though that's the worst thing you could
Right.
possibly drink.
Coconut water is the best. Like I'll use that in my smoothie sometimes if I am feeling like, oh, I need some electrolytes, or
Yeah.
if you've ever felt like dizzy or lightheaded, probably you're low on electrolytes.
Interesting, because every time I feel like that, I just automatically assume it's because I'm hungry. I don't even think that's not the first thing on my mind that I am thirsty or I need electrolytes. But oh my gosh, my cat in the background. Leo,
Oh,
oh, he's gonna make
it's having fun back there.
what? Let me close this out before he knocks the whole top hutch off and we have to watch that disaster.
Yes, yeah, let's not let that happen.
Thank you so much for chatting with me today. I will link all of your
Yes.
links below when I post this. And until next time, everybody.